Hey everybody, John here with the Blues Guitar Institute. I want to thank you for stopping by. I want to show you today the Blues March. And what the Blues March is a basic bare bones type rhythm. I'm going to play it a little bit for you, a little bit later for you on the acoustic guitar, but of course this is, acoustic, electric. It's found in a lot of different styles of blues music, but it's the basic 12-bar progression. The one that I'm going to play is in E, so the chords involved are E, A, and B. But just know that you can play this in really any key that you want to. I've heard it in just about any key, and it's a very basic pattern, but it's one that you really have to get down. And more than what your left hand is doing. This is like a whole body kind of thing. This is, let's get into the groove here. So I recommend practicing this with a metronome and really feeling the rhythm here, and just lock in with the metronome. And doing this will make you a better rhythm player. It'll make you better, the 90% of the time you're playing rhythm on the bandstand. But it'll also make you a better lead player in the end. When you have a real connection to what the rhythm is doing, your lead playing, your phrasing, and all that stuff just starts to take off. So here's the lesson. I hope you enjoy it. And remember, if you want any more tips like this, just stop by bluesguitarinstitute.com, say hey, and drop me a line, and I'll be glad to film one for you if I don't already have one out there. So anyway, thanks again, and here's the march. Enjoy. Okay, I'm going to play this 12-bar progression, the march in E, and I'm using a standard E tuning, and I'm also going to play this at 100 beats per minute. And I've got my metronome right here set to that, and I've got it clicking off on the quarter notes just to help me really get in the groove here. So I'm going to get that set up, and then we're going to play, and the 12 bars are going to look like this. I'm going to have 4 bars on the E chord, the 1 chord, move to the 4 chord, the A chord, for 2 bars, and then back to E for another 2 bars. Then I'm going to go to the B chord for a bar, which is the 5 chord, the A chord for a bar, and then the last 2 bars will be the E. And there are definitely variations on this, but this is a pretty standard blues progression here. So let's dive in. One, two, three, four. Okay, and as I'm playing, you can probably hear, that nice laid back, in the groove kind of bluesy feel. And one thing that I want to point out to you that I'm doing is I'm playing the real short staccato notes. I'm not letting much ring. It doesn't sound like this. It's staccato. It's got a real short abbreviated note. And I'm doing that in a combination of my left hand and my right hand. My left hand, after I'm picking the note, I'm lifting my finger up off of the fret ever so slightly. And then I'm also laying down the fingers that I'm not using to fret. I'm laying it down over the string to kind of mute the note out so it's not ringing any longer. But you got to do that in time, which is another good reason I have the metronome going. And then with my picking hand, the rest notes, where I'm not actually playing, I'm putting my hand over the strings to kind of mute it, just to kind of stop it from playing. So practice that over and over and over again, even get down just that real feel for the blues rhythm of this march before you go and move on to the other chords. Once you have it down in E, you should be able to move this all over the place and stay in that pocket, which, I mean, being a great blues player, it's certainly about being a great blues rhythm player too, and all the great players have that just incredible ability to stay in the pocket when they're playing. So spend some time with this. It may seem easy to you at first, and it's certainly not the most exciting thing that you can do in the blues, but it really is a jumping off point for, you know, a ton of great classic blues rhythms. You know, anything you can think of, this march has, you know, is kind of the root, you know, that all of the rhythm kind of grows out of. So not all of it, but certainly a lot of cool things. And you can really spice the march up with some just really simple tricks that we'll get into later. But before I leave you, I want to play it one more time so you got another example. And with that, you know, I want to thank you for checking this lesson out, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks. 1, 2, 3, 4.